And now for the next episode. Let's get it.
So the teaser, well, the first teaser for Butter came out in the form of that poster, which sent Army down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. I'm curious what everybody thinks.
I mean, my initial thoughts were it's just chaos, just like they are. But then when you look a little closer, like you can see all of the little things. And of course, I love to see Army pick it apart. Like everybody's got different theories, but then some people's are the same. And of course, like half of the people are like, oh, it's HYYH. And then the other half is like, shut up, you say that about everything they do. So.
My first impression was that they were celebrating something, you know, because it just looked like the aftermath of a grand celebration, you know, with the confetti and the balloons and the drink being poured and just, yes, a party. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, well, what would make them celebrate in such an epic way? And, you know, the first thing I thought of was reuniting with Army concerts. And then just looking at the 7 different boxes, which I'm assuming represents each of them, because you can kind of see each of their little personalities in the box. And whereas when they were teasing B, they were all in a different room. To me, this was like, are they breaking out of that room? Are they looking forward to that future where there are no walls separating us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just could be wishful thinking on my part too, because I'm ready.
I think we're all wishful thinking about that. So
yeah.
I like the Run music video comparisons. I mean, they were talking about that because honestly, I had not watched the Run music video in quite a while. And when I got done watching it, I was like, oh, I can see why they're saying that, with just all the comparisons to lyrics in the video and just the whole vibe of the video.
Well, they had a house party, right?
Yeah.
In Run.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, like, everybody's like, it looks like a crime scene. It looks like a party crime scene. It absolutely does, you know? Like, I don't know. I love looking at all the theories, but I also just kind of am like, whatever, because we're rarely right.
Right.
Like, we don't know until they want us to know.
That is absolutely true. And then after we find out, we realize like all along they've been giving us all the clues, which makes us put our clown nose on even further.
Like I feel like they do this and they kind of sit back, and right now they are just laughing at us. They are just having such a hoot reading all of our theories, and, you know, just that raucous laughter, that Bangtan chaos. I know that's what they're doing right now. And you're right, Dee. We're going to go back and say, oh, look at this V Live where, you know, X wore this on his shirt, or this was on the wall behind them during that one, you know, whatever interview or something. It's like
we've
in plain
already
sight.
Started.
Yeah,
they did that. They did the black and yellow BTS logo on when they recreated James Corbin's stage. Right. And like Hobie was in the back, like pumping it up and stuff. Like they literally, they're not good at hiding, but they're also really good at hiding.
Yeah. I had no idea when I bought my little clown nose to support the BBC's Red Nose Day all those years ago that it was going to come so in handy for this. But being a K-pop stan, like, I feel like I get a lot of use out of that clown nose.
That reminds me, I need to go fetch mine. I need to go dig it out. I know I've got it around here somewhere. We should do a Clown Nose Army Selka Day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
that would
be so fun. Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, I looked at the picture maybe like 10 seconds and then I just gave up trying to guess what it was. I'm just like, okay, there are 7 pictures representing 7 people. And then I liked the arrows, how they were connecting to each of the little photos. But yeah, I mean, it was fun reading the theories, but for me personally, I'm just gonna wait until they tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's too much brain cells.
Crystal can only afford to be so much of a clown.
I don't mind being a clown. It's just I wish I had more time.
Yeah, I get it. The little the petals or whatever at the top, were they actual petals or were they heart shaped?
It's
They're
confetti.
heart shaped. Yeah, it's like a popper, like a confetti
Okay.
popper.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought, which reminded
Mhm.
me of Jen because he always shows up at concerts with the little hearts for
Yes.
Army
Yeah.
all the time. So I was like, if those are heart shaped, then maybe that's like representative of Jen.
And then that one bag that looked like it had spilled eggs, those were those Haribo gummies that apparently they've got now. I had no idea what that was, but it's like a little package of Haribo gummy snacks.
Yeah, and in true Army fashion, I saw somebody post that they had deciphered what that spoon said.
What does it say? It says something
It-
lightly, and I couldn't
It
figure out
said
the first one.
something lightly, and I looked it up last night. I'll have to look for y'all. But
Somebody
whatever,
found it like to buy it. I think it was
Yeah.
like
Sochoy.
Army has already sold it out.
Yeah. Same with the
Wow.
little dish that the bread is on. Somebody found
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, everybody's
the
been
crazy
finding all
thing,
these things.
It's like
Sorry.
kids silverware.
Wow. And the balloons, somebody made the connection between the balloons and their 1-year anniversary. Remember when they were in the dorm and they were having that little party in the living room area and the common area, and they had balloons and they looked just like those balloons. Yeah.
I'm just worried that we're not going to see them until the music video comes out. It's just going to be all this other stuff, and we're not going to actually see them. I really want to see them, but maybe they're going to surprise us with this whole new look.
Maybe new, yes, hair color, new style, something. I feel like something big is on the horizon, and it's so big. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. It's going to make Dynamite look like toast. I'm serious. I feel like we are so not ready. That was the appetizer, and butter is going to be like the main course. And we're going to go, what? And the whole world is going to join us and going, what? Yeah.
Okay, I sent the link to the silverware thing. It's called Catkin Lightly, and it's like children's silverware, and Army has sold it out already.
Have mercy.
What is everybody going to do with children's silverware with a smiley face on it? I don't know, but
okay.
I'm all for like obscure BTS things, but
like the squirrel jar.
Right. But that any Army, no, I'm going to stick with any Army. Any Army should recognize that squirrel.
Yes.
But Catkin, Lightning, Fork, I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe it has a bigger play in this.
Well, at the very least, they've gotten a lot of money. So
no, for sure.
Kudos to the props, Nunas.
Yeah, it's a
product probably
placement.
Just like random, here, let's just use this. I meant to go to the store to get, XYZ silverware, but I could only find this. It's my kids.
Right.
And then, a happy accident.
Or they paid for product placement, right?
True. Oh, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
We see that in K-dramas all the time.
Because they know Army will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Slightly unrelated, but Morgan and I were watching last night and we got the first real sighting of Taemin's tattoo that's on his right hip. And nobody's really seen it. And so, of course it was screen capped and up there. And so after the concert, I was picking it apart and I was like, okay, well, it looks like this and this to me. And she was like, Army has trained you well. And I was like, thank you.
That's funny.
Well, do we want to talk about the butter trailer and all that? Because we haven't talked about that yet.
The melting butter.
Hour-long melting butter.
Only BTS could make us sit and watch butter melt for an hour.
Yeah. I laughed.
That had more views.
Yes. I was belly laughing. It was 15. I waited an hour for like 15 seconds of just like butter, May 21st. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Ooh, cut that out.
We'll edit that. But I
But
think
I was like,
most
seriously, like deep belly laugh because I was just like, of course, like I can't even be mad at him for it.
I think it was hysterical that the butter melting had more views than the Grammys had.
And I loved it. I loved how someone found Eric Nam's podcast and how he talked about what butter can mean, you know, that it's like a slang term for something being too American or too white. And I just keep thinking that's really fascinating. Like I really wonder, you know, what the vibe and the point of the new song is going to be.
Maybe some sort of, I don't know, like irony. Like that, the first thing that I'm thinking of is, okay, obviously they've struggled with radio. And the only time they sort of cracked the door open was with an all English song. So if that's the meaning of butter and it's all in English and it's so white or whatever, but yet that's what the DJs are going to spin. I don't know.
It's almost like a diss track. It's almost like an undercover cipher.
Yes.
Maybe it could be.
I've been thinking that. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So down.
It's like cipher, but in English form.
Only they don't know it's cipher.
True.
You know,
true.
oh, yay, you've got and coming up, we've got the new track from BTS, Better, you know, and then, but then not knowing that, you know,
Right. I'm very interested now to see. I mean, I was already interested, but.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they'll talk about it, like with American media. That could be quite humorous, especially if it does have that sort of connotation to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the next thing that we get?
So they have a
concept
concept clip.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have a couple of those this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first concept clip is tomorrow, actually, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then
I don't think we get photos until next week, right?
Yeah.
It's all concept clips this week, and then next week it starts photo.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's when we will officially start to lose our minds.
And we're here for all of it.
Always.
I really do hope we get to see them though before all of that. Like, somebody please do a V Live or something.
I know this radio silence, like it makes me nervous. I get maybe not. I don't know. It just makes me kind of anxious. Like yes, I'm wondering what are they? Obviously they're prepping, but like,
they're hunkered down.
Post this out to something like.
Well, Junie keeps posting ones that are not recent, right?
Right.
Why don't I have any recent selfies or something like that? Like,
please, he lies.
Right. Like you're the king of this is the last song for the night. No, we do not believe you.
That's all you do is lie.
Right. You are why
and
we
break
have
things.
trust issues.
Yeah. He lies and he breaks things. Actually, going back to those photos, I really felt like Junie was the one that broke all of it. That was honestly my very first, like, okay, Junie's been in the room. But anyway, I digress.
Like he just came in, stood in the middle, and swung his arms around and broke everything. Okay,
bye. June.
Well, do we want to talk about his new collab track?
Don't lie.
Don't by Aeon? Is that how you say that guy's name?
I think it's Ian. Like
Ian?
Aeon or Ian?
I don't even know.
Because he actually did a post where he said how to say his name on Twitter. It looked like it was potentially Ian, but I may be wrong.
Sorry,
it
sir.
was good. However you say your name, it was good.
It was good.
I liked Junie's verse the best, though. Like I wish it would have been not just him, but like I wish there was more of him.
He has such a gift with weaving this beautiful tapestry of words that just makes you think, and just the emotion that he captures about not wanting this person to leave him.
Yeah. His big sexy brain
Oh,
with his big sexy heart is
and
just
now his big
enough to
sexy
like
arms.
make Army just melt every single time.
I
There we go, making us melt.
love the geography, tweets I saw out there but explaining about the drift and the pebbles and all that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yep. Because he doesn't do anything by half. Like,
No. And the fact that he does it so well, even in English, that he has such a grasp on the English language that he's able to use that vocabulary so well to paint that picture.
Yeah. The whole album was good too, though. Like, I listened to the whole thing after I listened to that particular song. It was really good.
Yeah, I can see why RM used that guy on mono. They have a similar vibe.
I agree.
Yeah, it was very mono-esque.
Mhm.
Can we get a new mixtape from Junie?
Someone?
Like, ever? Can we just have that sometime?
I know. I guess we're getting the mixtapes after Butter. I really kind of thought they'd be doing mixtapes before.
It's all live at this point. Do you
No, that's true.
working on a mixtape day? Are you?
Well,
okay. Are you too busy playing ping pong? Like, I feel like
right.
it's just
Because even Tay in one of his V Lives said that, either at the beginning of the year or the summer, I'll release my mixtape. And I'm like, okay, it's May. Summer is almost here.
right. Justin Timberlake has sang now. Like, it is time for us to get something from you guys. Like, it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. Like, I need things. I need the things.
And D2 dropped almost exactly a year from when Butter is dropping, because D2 dropped on May 22nd, that Friday last year. So yeah, they need to start dropping these mixtapes. It's getting really annoying. I would rather them do that than put out a lot of new music, especially new official solo songs. I want to avoid that at all costs, but everything else, drop.
I feel like there's too much stuff we're gonna miss when we get to concerts if they keep putting out like albums that have other solo songs.
Well, they're going to have to give us a 4-hour concert, if that's the case. If they're going to insist on giving us, which we're not going to complain, music, but we need to see it performed live. All of the stuff that we haven't seen, we want to see it. So 4 hours, I'm down for that.
Because I'm sorry, Map of the Soul 7 deserves her day in the sun.
Yes,
it was an excellent album. It deserves it.
I need to see Filter and My Time a billion more times.
Too,
sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
Melissa.
No. I just want to see what they had planned for us. Like, I get we can't go back in time, but like, I want what they planned for that album.
Yes.
Like,
I want to see the solo stuff, but God, I want to see them perform Black Swan and On in person.
Yes.
I want to see that.
And UGG and Zero O'Clock and all of the solo. Like,
we are bulletproof.
I want it all. Oh no, I do not. I'm good. I will skip that. They can leave that off. I am not trying to cry a river. But
you're gonna.
Oh, we're gonna be crying anyway, Melissa.
Crying while they're singing On. What are you talking about?
Please, y'all. We will be watching the pre-concert VCRs, and we'll already be crying. So who are we kidding about waiting till the last song?
Standing in line crying.
Right.
Waking up in the morning, getting ready, crying. Oh,
right.
Man.
Yeah, we'll just be so excited, like, oh my God, Army! Like, just getting to see each other, much less see the boys. Like, we won't even make it into the stadium.
Right.
Yeah, we need like the On concert, and then they can do a separate set list of other stuff, but we definitely need the On set list.
Yeah, we need 7. I mean, I want to see all of B perform too. Like, don't get me wrong.
I need Disease. I need Disease live.
I think
me
they
too.
could do the choreo stuff for Map of the Soul 7, because they planned that already. Like all of that is already in, done. And then they could just sit and perform all of B. Like just sit in stools and sing all of B like they were at the tiny desk, and just
so it could be like a 2 concerts in one. We get a big intermission in the middle, and then they clear the set and all the props and everything, and then it's like the scaled down kind of acousticy or more, yeah.
Yep.
I hope Big Hit's taking notes, man, because I know we are not the minority in what we want. We are definitely the majority, and I need them to come through.
Yeah, we need Paradise, Sea, and Louder Than Bombs. We need all these things.
Okay, scratch that. We need 3 concerts in one. So they do 7, and then they do, they sit on stools and they perform the whole B album for us. And then there's another intermission, and then they take requests.
That would be great.
Paradise.
And I need House of Cards too, personally. I need to see House of Cards now that they're so grown up and everything. That would be really beautiful.
I want to see everything.
Yeah, I just want to see them. Like, period. Hard stop. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but like,
we just miss them so much.
Yeah.
There's some groups that are having fan meetings and things, even though their situation with COVID is not great over there. I mean, I keep seeing other groups having fan or related things.
I don't know if you remember from the text I sent on the chat, but I was watching Italian news and they were showing footage of a concert that had taken place this weekend in England at a stadium, and it was packed. And all the concert goers had to do was show proof of a COVID negative test. And I'm sure there was a window, within the past 72 hours or something. They were all shoulder to shoulder, no masks. They were interviewing these people and they were talking about how excited they were. I don't know who, it seemed like some kind of music festival type thing. I didn't quite catch it. But I mean, it was like a full on pre-COVID looking concert.
That's scary. I'm glad that they're trying it out to see what happens. I mean, let's see what happens. But at the same time, like, it makes my anxiety through the roof just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would feel better about it if you had to show that you've had your vaccinations to get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Negative.
That
COVID.
would make more sense.
Right.
And
that
honestly, I feel like that is our future. That is going to be the future. You're not going to be able to travel or go in somewhere or whatever else without showing that you've gotten vaccinated. But I think that's still a little ways off.
Yeah.
I was just going to add to that yeah, I agree with just showing your proof of vaccination is probably better or more beneficial, because specimen collection is very important. Not saying that they didn't, do proper collection, but sometimes so most of the COVID testing is done through a nasopharyngeal type of swab test. And so if they're not going back there to grab enough specimen and then we're testing it, of course, we're not going to detect it if they didn't swab it properly. Not saying that they don't, but there's just there's a lot of factors.
Let's be honest. Most people are not shoving that Q-tip far enough up their nose to get where the COVID lives.
It's like shoving it up your brain or something. But
right.
Oh God.
Be real about it. People aren't going to do that. Like, they're not. They're going to stick it in their nose and hand it back. So of course it's going to show up negative.
Yeah, because like from a science perspective, that's why you have to keep in mind all the data, before you can diagnose a patient, not just from one specific test or one specific methodology. And so, because we've had those happen before where initially the patient tested negative, but then the doctor was like, this doesn't match up with their clinical symptoms. And so they said, let's retest the patient. And sure enough, they retested the patient came up positive. So, it's things like that, which is unfortunately, then it causes people you know, because initially they thought the test was negative, and so the caretakers that are at the bedside, you know, they might not have enough PPE as to where if they did test positive.
Right.
Yeah, and so now there's even more people exposed. So it's just a ripple effect of unfortunate events. So that's why people just need to wear their masks, do proper protocol, and you know, just hang tight, because it's surely we won't be living in this kind of world for the next 10 years. I mean, hopefully it'll end within the next 5 years.
I mean, but
yeah,
people have to stop being crazy, because now you have all the COVID variants. And if people aren't,
exactly.
you know, if they're doing their self swabs and they're not, you know, showing accurate test results, and then you're going out to something like that where you're not required to wear a mask, and you know, you have symptoms and you're spreading them to other people, or even if you're asymptomatic but you still have it, and then you have, you know, stood next to somebody else and, you know, spread your germs on them. Like, it's just a whole thing. And again, now we have the variants that they're saying are like twice as contagious. So, you know, and all of these people, I think the last time I looked, it was still only like 46 or 48% of the population that have gotten vaccinated for the first time, and then still only like 25 to 30% are fully vaccinated. So, you know, we're a long way from herd immunity or any of those kinds of things. So if people don't get their shit together, we are going to be living this life for a long time.
I heard even in Korea, I saw online that Korea may not be fully vaccinated until November. And that was sad. I was like, oh no, that's not good. So, because I keep hoping they'll at least have some concerts over there.
Yeah, I think your initial proposal in 2022 was correct.
I remember 2020 Susan saying 2022, and we're all like, oh, no,
I'm so depressed. I'm depressed because that leaves so little time before whatever they decide to do with the military happens. So
I mean, at least somebody's going, whether it's multiples, all of them, but they can't keep holding it off. So
I really just want them all to go at the same time. Let's just get it over with. Like, let's just do it. Like, just rip the Band-Aid off.
yeah,
It'll all be okay. And then when you come back, we don't have to worry about it ever again. It's just over.
they should have gone last year. Like,
Yeah.
they should have gone last year.
Oh, amen. I kept praying that they would go like in May or something of last year. I kept thinking, oh, that's perfect. Then it'll be, by the time they get back, it'll be hopefully over. So,
but now, even if they go like after Festa, it will be 2023 before we get a concert. So
no, that's very, very true. And also, no, I'm not going to go there.
I think they're all going to go when Jin would have gone. I think that's when they're going to go. They're going to keep trying to do a tour until they can't. And then they'll go towards the end of next year, right?
Yeah. I just wish, like, I appreciate that they want to do a tour, because obviously we all want to see them. But honestly, if the likelihood of it happening is so slim, like, don't keep putting it off. We could be halfway through your mandatory time if you were to, if they were to go soon, versus putting it off until sometime next year.
Right. And we still don't know, even if we can have concerts in 2022, they're not going to look like they did in 2019. So it's not, you're not going to be able to have as many people there. They're probably not going to be able to go to as many venues because they won't be able to have as many people there. So like the whole landscape of it is going to change. So at least if they go in and do their service, maybe by the time they come out, we might be able to have a sort of normal concert.
I think it's a stockholder situation. I think if they hadn't gone public, they could have made different decisions, but now I think they feel differently as a company.
I don't disagree, but I also feel like they have a lot to sustain them. Like, BTS doesn't have to be ever present for ARMY to be present. We're here all the time. And I also feel like HYBE now has added a lot of things that are going to keep them above water. You know, in Hypen's debut or their new comeback, the 3 days they had 10 million views on their MV. You know, the babies are helping. TXT's got to come back, and like they have enough stuff that it may not be BTS level, but I think that they can sustain it for a little while
It
the
would
boys
keep
are
them
out.
profitable. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and they have enough. We already know they have enough BTS stuff in the vault
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
Let's start busting that stuff out. Give us something new once a month or every other
Yeah.
month or something like that. Like Army's buying it. We're selling it out. Like
Right.
it's
We just bought out baby silverware from the picture. So like all they have to do is drop like a new little tiny tan video and then some merch to go with it, and Army's gonna buy all of it. Like,
absolutely.
that's what we
Absolutely.
do. So I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, Love Yourself Final DVD would be nice. And
Right?
and then
Yes.
just, I mean, they could just pre-record a ton of concerts, fake, you know, with no fans, or even with fans. I don't care, but they could pre-record so much stuff that they could sell.
you could go send them back out to the house in the woods, record another 3 seasons of In the Soup for us to watch while they're gone, and put all the merch up. We'll sell it out. We'll
Yep.
watch In the Soup repeatedly. Like, we'll pay for the video on demand to have it. Like,
Totally.
also, if you put out all the concert footage that they've done on VOD, we'll buy all that too. Like,
Yeah. We're still waiting. They may come.
I know. I
Freaking
want
one.
yeah.
Like we're waiting. And honestly, I mean, and I think we proved this with School Love and Fair Special Edition. Re-release that old merchandise. We're waiting for it. Like bring it back. They really
add something extra to it, especially, and then we're
Right.
all in.
And maybe that's the plan. Like maybe the plan is like, look, we're holding all this stuff hostage basically. And once they enlist, you know, we're just gonna start dropping all of it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because that's what I had suspected, that they have it well planned out somehow. It's just we don't know it yet. And with everything, because I thought it was strange when it was one of the conferences that they were at, and they were talking about the enlistment, and then all of a sudden they said like there was a change in their law of some sort, and so that was able to push Jin a little bit behind schedule. So I'm thinking they're definitely utilizing that time to where they can create enough content, and so that by the time they come back, it's something that I feel like it's supposed to connect. It's not going to be where they're gone for a year and a half, you know, something not connecting, like just old stuff that they're giving out of the vault for us. But I feel like it's something that's going to start connecting up until they come back, and then, you know, they'll continue on with like they never left us or something. I don't know. That's just my theory. So, but I mean, I'm excited though. I feel bad that if unfortunately at some point they're gonna have to enlist, but I do feel like they're working on something big, because we've mentioned it quite often that they're silent for some reason. So they're working on stuff. So, and it does cause me anxiety too, but I just go to my BTS merch and then I'm like, okay, I'm happy again.
Well, I went to the BTS conference yesterday, and I was really impressed by all the presentations, but there was one that talked about politics. And I mean, the South Korean government, you know, uses BTS in so many ways. They know what they're worth, and they know what they can generate for their economy and everything. So there's going to be, I mean, I'm sure they're working with them in some way to, you know, make the transition as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they would probably give them a pass if they didn't think that the entirety of South Korea would revolt about it, which they would. And I get it, like, because that is their culture. That is what is expected. And I know that the boys are, you know, happy to go do their service when it's time. But I do think the government, because of what BTS brings into South Korea, would absolutely give them an exemption if they could get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's even an Asian Boss episode where they're talking to South Koreans on the street, and 90% of them are like, yes, they deserve a pass. You know, that the army can do without 7 people, you know, that are so amazing in all of these ways. And
they're just going to go in and be in the military band anyway. They're still going to go do music.
Anyway.
Well, it's going to be an interesting year, I guess.
Well, I really pray they can get a fan meeting of some kind, even with 100 fans, very socially distant. Maybe they're in hazmat suits. I don't care, but they need something like that.
I hope so too, especially because, you know, the likelihood is the military is on the horizon. So, like, you know, I want them to be able to reconnect with Army. And also, it concerns me the longer we're apart. Like, I don't think that, obviously, like, we're not going anywhere. They're not technically going anywhere either. But, like, it just being separated for so long, like, it's going to change them. And which is, you know, we all grow and change. But, like, I don't know. I want them to have the connection because we know that how much they enjoy it.
Maybe Hive is waiting for them to get fully vaccinated before they let them do it. I don't know. I feel like they would be, out of everybody, they would be the ones that be like, okay, you have to show up that you're fully vaccinated to come into the band meeting type of thing, which would also be okay, but maybe that's what they're waiting on.
Maybe. It's so confusing because they did the Enhypen and the TXT fan meetings, and then and I think, you know, my original theory still stands that they're saving it for, like, you know, Festa muster time. But still, I don't know.
I think that would make the most sense, and that give them still a little more time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melissa, how you were talking about connections. Did you guys watch Crash Landing on You?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So, excuse me, you know how the main actor, he had left messages for the main actress, I guess up until a year. And so, I don't know, can you imagine when the guys are in Listen, they have like messages for armies every certain day? Be like, hey, we miss you guys.
That'd be cute. It'd be like Eric Nam is part of that app that, you know, you sign up for it. It's only in the United States, at least as far as I know, but I'm sure there's a South Korean or hopefully a global version eventually, where, he just sends out a text to you on your birthday, you know, and, you know, he gets your responses, but he may not reply to you. But I think that's such a cool interface.
It's like Bubble with like Shiny's on Bubble, and so is like Stray Kids and stuff, and they see everybody's messages and you get messages from them. You know, everybody gets the same messages, but it's still kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to like get a text message on your birthday. I mean, even though you know it's a canned message, it'd be nice to be like, oh, that's nice, you know. Jimin sent me a birthday message. Oh, that's cute. So,
I mean, what if they're using all this quiet time to like do vlogs, like to do a backlog of like little videos to leave for us while they're gone?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, just like Crash Landing on You.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Nice. I hope they're going to like 4 different locations in South Korea and spending a week in each one so that they can record 4 different in the soups, you know.
Yeah, that would be great.
And I don't want just 1 a year. I want 2 a year because it's so
you can give me in the soup. They don't ever have to go on another Bon Voyage trip forever, as far as I'm concerned. Like in the soup, I will watch it from now till forever. Just just send them to another place in the forest where they don't have a schedule and let them do what they want.
I just want them to be on the beach. I want to see them in the water. I want to see them in the water, in a hot tub, something this time, because we did not get the hot tub footage from the last one. So I insist we get some hot tub footage.
I think most of Army would agree on your insistence.
What is?
Do you want to talk about the ping pong episode?
Yeah, they were really good. I love
really
the behinds of both of them. They were really hilarious. I mean, Hobie was like, teasing Jin, picking up the balls after it was over. It was just too much. Like the whole thing was just too funny.
The one that cracked me up the most is I guess okay, so basically the instructor said, yeah, you can't serve and then act like you're cheating about it. And all the guys started laughing and pointed at Jin. And Jin's like, whoa. And then finally, when it was his turn up against Hobie, then he actually did it. And you can see JK talking to the instructor. He's like, or I guess the instructor asked them, is that how he really is? And they're like, yeah, that's him. That's his true self.
All the time.
But yeah, he's just a teaser. Right? It's funny to watch him and keeping the mood nice and happy and funny. So, and Junie, I don't know, he cracked me up. I don't know what it is with his little jump when he's playing. It was like, this is like the tennis episode all over again. It's so cute, but it's funny.
I still can't believe Junie won the challenge on the other side. They can hit the little, the little, what is it called? Their little ping pong paddle, like hit it off the table. I'm like, what? Junie did that and not JK? What?
They swapped energies for a brief moment.
For a brief moment, yeah.
We learned a lot in that episode because we learned that Tay was the one that kind of taught them how to play ping pong better in the soup, which I don't remember Tay spending a lot of time playing ping pong in the soup compared to other people. So that was interesting.
I would agree. Yeah. I feel like I saw mostly Jimin. Like Jimin, Junie, Jin.
Right. Yeah, totally. I think they'll be even better when they go back to the forest, right? Yeah. They'll be even better with their ping pong skills.
Mm-hmm. Now, wood carving, on the other hand, maybe not so much, however.
Oh my gosh. I still remember Jin and he's like putting lotion on his face and all of a sudden he shows his palm of his little scar from the wood carving. But yeah, I was like, maybe the guy shouldn't do wood carving. For them.
I don't think that's their forte.
Poor guys. But yeah, no, ping pong were good to watch. But yeah, Tay.
I don't know how you're supposed to make a bowl out of that piece of wood and the tools that they had. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But I guess maybe since they're guys, they don't read instructions and they didn't. Anyway, whatever. It looked a mess. It was ping pong.
That's funny. But yeah, Tay was really impressive though. I was really impressed with how he played. Mm-hmm.
He was so good.
And he was so determined and focused too that the instructor was so impressed.
Yes, I enjoyed it. And I loved, Jimin being all supportive too, like of everybody that was playing when it wasn't his turn.
Yeah, but he was so upset when Junie got help from the instructor, and then they said that Jimin didn't get his point, and Jimin was like, "What? Like, what is happening? That's not fair." That was so funny.
Like, poor Junie,
when
he really was struggling.
He doesn't want to be taken away from him. Like he's happy to contribute to other people, but like if it's him involved, no.
Well, is there anything else? I'm trying to think.
Well, I don't know, but we have a lot coming in May though. So yeah, we have butter and then we have McDonald's.
Yeah, and June is going to be probably busy too because of the Japanese album and Festa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care how much McDonald's thinks that they're prepared for this. They are not prepared for this.
No, they're not.
No,
they're not prepared.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless they don't give out anything. If they don't have anything BTS related, like if they don't change, like if they don't put BTS on a bag, on a cup, on a
Or
something,
packaging. Yeah.
if they don't, because I don't think we're getting like photo cards or anything like that.
No,
But like if they don't
no.
put BTS on something, then
But if you don't have a purple chicken McNugget container with the
right,
BTS logo, then you're doing it wrong.
right. No, because you would have sold a ton more food. Hopefully they are taking this into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's tricky because I'm trying to plan a local army event for after the promotion starts, and you just don't know which McDonald's will be part of that promotion, will take part in that promotion, because 90% of them are franchises and they don't have to do what corporate tells them to do.
Right.
So I have a
Oh.
feeling I'm just going to be calling around on May 26th to find
See.
out which one has the stuff and which ones are
That's
like,
true.
no, nobody here cares about that. So
You're not gonna know if you don't try it though. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, and you're gonna sell chicken McNuggets anyway. Like either way it goes, you're still gonna sell the same meal. Do we know like the previous meals that BTS that they've done before BTS, like do we know, did they market them in a certain way, like the other celebrities that they've collabed with?
I
I
don't
don't
even know what's coming out.
think I don't think so. Like short of just like posters or like spots, like on the drive-through menu board or whatever, saying
Gotcha.
so and so's meal or whatever. Like I don't think there was much more to it. Although I did see on Twitter that they did sell like collab merch for those people that
Mm.
they've done. I mean, Army buys everything. So like if you do something with BTS, I'm less inclined to buy it if it has the golden arches on it. But at the same time, never say never.
Yeah, I would hope
That's
that they would
awesome.
have an ad on television. That would be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like a commercial? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh,
As
didn't
much
they
as they've
do?
been advertising it on Twitter, you'd think they would do like that kind of advertising as well.
Mhm. Didn't they sing the like the small little tune for McDonald's though?
Yeah.
Or
Ba,
was
ba, 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 or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. They
Yeah.
did.
I'm loving it. Yeah, it was cute. It was like the vocal line did one version and the rap line did the other version. Because I
Mhm.
could hear Hobie was primary in one of them. That was cute.
Well, whatever it is, I'm gonna go see.
Right. I'm having McDonald's at least once after this
Yeah.
collab happens.
I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, but I will go.
I'm gonna be calling like all of our local McDonald's. They're gonna get
Susan's like,
tired of
I'm not
me.
going. I'm gonna call, and then I'll go.
I'm calling to see if you're promoting. If you're not promoting, I will go to another one.
That's fair. I distinctly remember that the McDonald's by my house did the previous, whoever the last collab was. So I am just going to work off of the assumption, which is
They'll
maybe
do it
not the
again.
smartest thing to, right, that they'll do it again. And I mean, I don't think any of us live in small towns, so there's probably several McDonald's to choose from.
Mhm, mhm.
And not have to drive very far, right? Like, I mean, probably in like a 30-minute radius of me. I don't even know. I bet there's at least a dozen McDonald's,
Oh,
if not
same.
more.
Probably. Well, within like 5 miles of me, I know there's at least 3. So
I can definitely, I can think of 3 probably that are like 5 miles. Yeah. So
mhm.
Yeah. On my way to work, I already know there's like at least 4.
There's a McDonald's in my parking lot at work, so I don't even have
Oh
to
my
go.
gosh. Yeah.
It's just like right across the way.
hey, good. Maybe you'll see promo stuff and you'll just know
Yeah,
that
I
that's
mean,
when
I'm
you can
definitely
Yeah.
gonna look for sure. Yeah. So
That's
I'll let
awesome.
y'all know if I see anything. I mean, I'll be taking pictures, I'm sure too. Like, hey, I see it. You see the thing.
So our next podcast after this one will be after Butter is released. So that'll
Oh.
be exciting.
Cool.
That is exciting.
Wow. Let's get slathered in butter.
That's right.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Bon Ton and Borhe. You can find us on Twitter at BBorahe Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook at Bonton and Borahe, and our email is bontonandborahe@gmail.com.
Until next time, this is Crystal,
D,
Melissa,
J,
Susan.
Tina.
Borahe.